Dayton. The West saw UConn lead the majority of the game over underdog Gonzaga en route to an 82-54 win in Las Vegas. Jordan Hawkins had 20, including 18 from deep. Player of the tournament, Drew Timme, had a double-double in a losing effort for the Zags. UConn, they get the winner of Texas and Miami. UConn's women's team lost to Ohio State. That means they'll miss the Final Four for the first time since 2007. NBA, the Dubs were scoreboard watching on Saturday, including a possible finals preview with Phoenix and Philadelphia. The top two seeds also squared off in Denver as the Nuggets outgunned Milwaukee 129-106 in the Mile High. Dubs, they host the T-Wolves Sunday at 5:30. Spring training final weekend from Arizona. Giants beat the Mariners 7-4. They open Thursday at the Yankees. A's lose 6-5 to the Brewers. They host the Angels to start the season Thursday night. And soccer, Quakes hosted Toronto and played to a scoreless draw. San Jose's 2-0-2 on the year. That's a look at Bay Area sports. Rob Bushka, Bloomberg 960 and 103.7 FM HD2.
Global market news changes in an instant, so don't miss a minute. Listen to Bloomberg 960 anytime, anywhere around the world on the iHeartRadio app. Tune in, the Bloomberg Business app, and Bloomberg.com.
Whether you're an in-house counsel or in private practice, Bloomberg Law gives you the edge with the latest in AI-powered legal analytics, business insights, and workflow tools. With guidance from our experts, you'll grasp the latest trends in the legal industry, helping you achieve better results. For the practice of law, the business of law, the future of law, the difference is Bloomberg Law. Learn more at BloombergLaw.com.
Breaking market news and insight from Bloomberg experts. Weekday mornings on Bloomberg 960.
I'm Paul Sweeney. Katerina Simonetti from Morgan Stanley joins the program to discuss how markets are pricing into recent rate hikes and bank stability concerns. And Lisa Nee at Eisner-Amper discusses how inflation and recent financial turmoil are impacting the real estate market.
Bloomberg Markets, tomorrow morning at 7 on Bloomberg 960, the Bloomberg Business app, or listen on demand wherever you get your podcasts. You're listening to Bloomberg Intelligence with Alex Steele and Paul Sweeney on Bloomberg Radio.
Let's get back now to our conversation on the state of regional banks amid failures in the industry. Bloomberg Intelligence Senior U.S. Regional Banks Analyst Herman Chan is still with us. I was talking to some individuals on television this week, and Gene Ludwig being one of them, and he was saying, look, we do not need more regulation. What we needed was regulators to not be dumb, I'm paraphrasing, and for media to calm down.
Right.
That, like, this was the first kind of digital run on the bank, and it really taught us a lot in how quickly this can actually spread, and that we didn't need more regulation. We didn't need smaller banks to be regulated differently. Everything was fine. Everyone needed to do their jobs. Is there truth in that?
I think so. You've just seen with the case with SVB just the fact that information flowed so quickly, and you see on Twitter, in real time, folks concerned about that institution. You see in real time the market losing confidence, and it was a vicious cycle where you had VC folks come out explicitly and say, we're taking our startup money away from SVB to a bigger bank. And that just happened in a day's time. And we've never seen a bank fail so quickly with the size like SVB. So I do agree that there's some factors that are underappreciated prior to this whole episode. And the fact that regulators probably needed to be a bit speedier in terms of finding a resolution for SVB, finding a buyer. It's taken such a long time that typically the resolution takes place a bit more quickly, and this time the regulators seem to have dragged their feet a little bit.
So how do you compare and contrast kind of what we're dealing with right now to, what was the great financial crisis?
Sure. We've seen banks rise and fail. At this point, there's only a handful of banks that have really gone under. I wouldn't call it a crisis. I would call it some market turmoil. At this point, I'm not ready to say it's a full-fledged bank crisis either.
Do you think, though, we are going to see any kind of rapid roll-up with some of these banks? I mean, I appreciate that SVB is like a long, lingering process, but like this will spur a lot of M&A.
Sure. Well, we've seen New York Community come in and already purchase large chunk of signatures, remaining deposits, and a smaller portion of their loan book. So we're seeing in real time some winners emerge. If we don't get a full-fledged crisis, then there's not going to be too many opportunities for a roll-up. First Republic is one that is still something that needs to be focused on, but overall, there's really only a handful of banks that are really in the crosshairs now. And if things do spread and contagion risk happens, then sure, that possibility is more real. But at this point, it's too early to say a roll-up opportunity is going to happen for these regionals.
Is this something that might drag on for a while? Because, again, rates remain high, and there might be some mark-to-market issues for other banks. Should we be prepared for maybe some more of this, or has the eye of the storm passed, do you think?
So I would point to the regulators' communications during this entire ordeal, where the Federal Reserve is not in the business of bailing out any financial institutions anymore. I think we've learned that lesson. So they're a bit more cautious with what they roll out in terms of mitigating the concerns in the marketplace and concerns in the banking system. The liquidity facility helps. Janet Yellen came out recently and noted that smaller banks, the depositors of these smaller banks, should expect a backstop as well. So these are all measures to instill confidence without saying outright that we're going to bail out any bank that fails. So until we get some more clarity from regulators on a potential deposit blanket guarantee, really there's going to be some ups and downs, I think, going forward.
Herman, such great work. Thank you so much. Herman Chan, Bloomberg Intelligence Senior U.S. Regional Banks Analyst.
That's this week's edition of Bloomberg Intelligence on Bloomberg Radio, providing in-depth research and data on 2,000 companies and 130 industries.
And remember, you can access Bloomberg Intelligence through BIGO on the terminal. I'm Alex Steele.
And I'm Paul Sweeney. Stay with us. Today's top stories and global business headlines are coming up right now.
This is KNEW Oakland. KOSF 103.7 FM HD2 San Francisco. Bloomberg 960. Now a global news update. The next. This Sunday, legal showdown.
The thugs and criminals who are corrupting our justice system will be defeated, discredited, and totally disgraced.
Donald Trump
modified their diet, noticed a positive change. And that's your Healthy Minute. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Black women are the cornerstones of our communities. But with so much to manage, health and wellness can often be put on the back burner. That's why CVS is committed to making total health more accessible to Black women and being a destination for their unique wellness and self-care needs. From initiatives like the CVS Health Community Equity Alliance, working to address health disparities, to our Minute Clinic locations, offering annual wellness examinations, screenings for cholesterol, blood pressure, and diabetes. Plus, our pharmacists are available when and where you need them in store. And you can access your prescriptions anytime through our app. CVS also carries a wide range of beauty products, including Black-owned and founded, from hair care by Miele Organics and Camille Rose, to skincare from Urban Hydration and Black Girl Sunscreen. Save on thousands of these brands during the CVS Epic Beauty event from March 12th through April 8th. CVS is committed to being the health and wellness resource for Black women. Learn more at CVS.com. CVS is a proud founding partner of the Black Information Network.
9:10 a.m. KKSF Oakland, the Black Information Network at
Tell your smart device to play Bay Area BIN 910 on iHeartRadio. And tell your smart device to play the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Vanessa Tyler.
And I'm Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
That's the New Haven, Connecticut police van stopping short after nearly being cut off by a car. Problem is, Black man Randy Cox was handcuffed with no seat belts in the back. He falls forward, slams his head and neck against the metal walls of the van, and severely injures his spine. He moans. The officer driving stops.
What happened? Did you move at all? I can't move.
But a new report reveals no one believed him last June.
They thought he was drunk and roughly plopped him in a wheelchair, dragged him into a jail cell. Randy Cox, who is paralyzed, is suing the New Haven Department for $100 million.
Never again will the cops involved in the death of Tyree Nichols be allowed to carry a badge in the state of Tennessee. 4 of the 5 former Memphis cops have been decertified now. A state panel ruled Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin, and Justice Smith, along with Desmond Mills, who surrendered his license, won't ever be able to work in law enforcement again in that state. This comes nearly 2 months after 5 Memphis police officers were charged with second-degree murder in the beating death of the black man. All 5 have pleaded not guilty.
Many see it as a threat against Manhattan's black DA by former President Trump. First, Trump warns of death and destruction on his Truth Social platform if he's arrested over the Stormy Daniels hush money case. Then he puts up a photo of himself holding a baseball bat with an insert of DA Alvin Bragg's picture. Not soon after the post, the NYPD and the FBI had to rush to Bragg's office after a death threat letter containing an unknown powder was mailed with Alvin written on the front. No one was hurt. And MAGA Republicans concerned that January 6th insurrectionists are being mistreated in the D.C. jail paid a visit led by Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. The tour by the House Oversight Committee also will include black Congresswoman from Texas, Jasmine Crockett. The Democrat tells MSNBC she's going as a fact-checker to make sure the Republicans don't lie about conditions.
The idea that these folks somehow should engage in a real conversation now that January 6ers, mostly white folk, are saying that these accommodations don't work for them when black and brown folks have been trying to have a real conversation around what prison accommodations should look like if we are just going to be humane is laughable.
Congresswoman Crockett says some of the complaints from jailed rioters include not having enough minutes on their iPads. I'm Vanessa Tyler with Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
This is your finances on the BIN network. Follow these home improvement tips to increase the value of your home without hurting your wallet. Decluttering and deep cleaning the interior of your house is a great first step to making your home feel more spacious and loved. Washing windows and power washing the exterior of your place will make it look well maintained and increase curb appeal. Painting is an easy way to freshen up the look of your home. Using light and neutral colors will make your home look and feel larger. Try painting your front door a bold or fun color to make it stand out. Replacing hardware in your cabinets can completely change the look of your kitchen or bathroom. Changing out light fixtures can also be an inexpensive way to update. You can find inexpensive lighting for both the exterior and interior of your home. For a final touch, try adding inexpensive neutral blinds to your windows for a simple, clean look and added privacy. This is Dawn Day on the Black Information Network.
When you need to know,
This is where Black news comes first.
the Bay Area's BIN 910.
I'm Natasha Williams on your home for 24/7 News, San Francisco's BIN 910. A bomb cyclone that killed 5 people is causing more trouble in California. NBC's Miguel Almagar is on the ground in Montebello, just outside Los Angeles, where an EF1 tornado touched down Thursday.
17 buildings in this area were damaged and red tagged. We know the path of destruction here was about a half-mile long and about 50 yards wide. This is not something we see in this area every day.
The intense storm pummeled the West Coast this week, causing several fatalities across California because of strong winds and falling trees. Warnings and advisories are posted across the state where heavy rain, snow, and strong winds are expected to continue, and wind gusts could reach 40 miles per hour. High school senior Anthony De La Concha describes the tornado touching down.
All of a sudden, we open the door a little bit, and we just see like a gust of wind starting to build up, and then it just like got faster and faster.
And there's a new call to inspect all downtown San Francisco high-rises after heavy winds blew out windows. Glass fell from 4 buildings Tuesday, with most of it being at 350 Mission. This is on top of the same thing last week at the former Bank of America building.
A city supervisor wants to mandate engineering reports, saying it needs to figure out why the failures are taking place. The 5 buildings must have windows evaluated within 2 weeks. And Cruise robo-taxis blocked a road in San Francisco after heavy winds downed several trees. Traffic was snarled for hours as Cruise's robo-taxis apparently failed in the face of unexpected obstacles and blocked the road. Cruise is a self-driving vehicle and a subsidy of General Motors. A study shows wide dissatisfaction in CSU salary pay. Jordan Christmas has more on that.
A California State University faculty salary study was released on Wednesday. The study was conducted by an independent national consulting firm, and it found that faculty across the CSU system are on average paid market rates compared with others across the country. Officials, however, conceded that those salaries don't reflect the realities of the cost of living in California. The study also showed that between 70 and 80% of faculty were dissatisfied with their pay, compared to 5% who said they were paid fairly. The study was presented at the CSU Board of Trustees meeting, and it could influence upcoming contract talks with the faculty union. Jordan Christmas, NBC News Radio.
And the California State Senate is approving Governor Gavin Newsom's gasoline price gouging penalty. On a vote 30-8, the Senate is giving a thumbs up to a plan to create a state watchdog, the California Energy Commission. The group would have access to oil company data to determine if prices are artificially high or could penalize refiners for price manipulation. Lawmakers could decide how to spend the fine money, possibly to refund drivers. The bill now moves to the Assembly, which will likely hear it next week. And that's a look at what's happening around the Bay Area. For more on these stories and international, national, state, and local news affecting the Black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com. I'm Natasha Williams on your home for 24/7 News, San Francisco's BIN 910.
Looking for ways to support your community? The United Negro College Fund is one of the nation's leading advocates for the importance of minority education and community engagement. Lend your support at uncf.org. That's uncf.org. The power of information.
Black news here and now.
The Bay Area's BIN 910. This hour of news is brought to you by Lowe's Home Improvement, proud founding partner of the Black Information Network. I'm Terrence Bibb for the Black Information Network with the story of another black builder. Born on February 3rd, 1946 in Tuskegee, Alabama, Albert Lionel Joyner was the son of Tuskegee Airman Hercules Joyner and the brother of nationally syndicated radio host Tom the Fly Jock Joyner, the class president of his high school and state basketball championship MVP. Albert Joyner followed his father's footsteps to Tuskegee University, earning a bachelor's degree in 1969. As an entrepreneur, Albert purchased his first McDonald's in Mobile, Alabama, becoming the first black owner of a major fast food franchise in the state, expanding his McDonald's holdings to several locations throughout Birmingham, Alabama, and Jackson, Mississippi. He is credited with breaking the regional record for most drive-through customers served at a McDonald's location. Albert Joyner passed away on June 3rd, 2015, but his legacy as a black builder lives on. I'm Terrence Bibb for the Black Information Network.
News you can trust.
The black 17-year-old suspect, Austin Lyle, was found dead in a nearby county following the incident. For and by the black community. Officers involved in the Tyree Nichols fatal beating face decertification.
The Black Information Network has the stories you need. The court cleared his name of a 1993 murder. Michael Robinson served 26 years behind bars.
And insights you want.
The Bay Area's BIN 910 and on the iHeartRadio app.
23andMe's African American Genetics Project study revealed that 48% of Black Americans wish to learn more about their genetic history. Since many 23andMe profiles contain health information, it's important for customers to trust that their information will be secure. We asked 23andMe's Chief Privacy Officer, Jackie Cook, how the company